and welcome to today's Facebook Live. I'm Christine Shaw, Senior Marketing Manager here at ASI, and I am joined by Pamela Vicik-Smith, who is a Senior Account Executive of Supplier Services here at ASI. And today she's going to do a live food demo, which is really cool. She's going to show you how to make a BFF cocktail, which is her own creation, as well as do a crostini 3 ways. Now, if you don't know, Valentine's Day is not the only holiday coming up. There's also a holiday called Galentines Day. So she's going to tell you more about that and show you these 2 menu items that actually the crostini 3 ways plus a cocktail, 4 menu items that you can use on your Galentine's Day menu. If you have any questions during her demo, just type them into the comments and she'll either get to them while she's presenting, or if not, I'll read them to her at the end. So Pamela, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks so much for inviting me, Christine. I'm so happy to be here. Galentines is one of those things that just kind of like took off. It's actually been around for 12 years. If you don't know how it got started on Parks and Recreation. The main character, Leslie Snopes, decided that she wanted a holiday to honor her girlfriends. So she invented Galentine's Day, which is celebrated on the day before Valentine's. So this year it happens to fall on Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm not sure how many people will be celebrating Galentine's, but regardless, I came up with a few fun ideas. And if you don't use them for Galentine's, you can use them for your next book club or the next time you get your girlfriends together. The first thing I'm going to start off with is a cocktail. That's the most important thing. I love creating my own cocktails, as Christine said. And so I created this one specially for Galentine's Day. We're going to start off with 2 cups of pink grapefruit juice. I already have that poured in here. Then you're going to add a couple of maybe 3 to 4 sprigs of tarragon, which is a herb that you can find in the produce department. And then finally, you're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of raspberry jam. And once you got all that in there, you're going to muddle it. And what muddle means, muddle is just a fancy cocktail terminology. It means smash it all together. So I happen to have a wooden muddler because I do make a lot of cocktails. But if you don't have one of these, just use a wooden spoon or whatever else you do have. But you want to get in there and kind of like smash it down really good. Basically, what you want to try to do is break down the tarragon so that it infuses the entire cocktail, the juice, with the flavor of that. So once I've done that, what you're going to do is put this into the refrigerator overnight. And then you're going to strain it first. And I've already done that right here. Set it aside. And to actually create the cocktail, you're going to put some ice in your cocktail glass. I have just a little rocks glass here, an old-fashioned glass. And then pour in the drink. You want to pour it in about that much. And then you're going to add your alcohol. Now, I love gin, and I am putting in a shot of gin. Gin is one of those things that you either love or you hate. There's definitely no middle ground when it comes to gin. Not a problem. If you don't like gin, just use vodka, and it'll taste just as good. Finally, you're going to top it off with some pink grapefruit soda. This is made by Fever Tree. It's my very favorite brand for mixers. Their mixes are top of the line. They're so good. And you'll see that higher end bars also have those. So just top it off with that. Give it a little stir with your spoon. And then after that, you're going to garnish it with a sprig of the tarragon. And look how pretty. And I'm going to taste it. No surprise, it's delicious. You have a lot of flavor going on here. You have the tartness from the grapefruit juice. You have the sweetness from the raspberry jam and the herbaceousness from the tarragon. Pretty fancy drink. If you want to even make it a little fancier, then instead of putting it on the rocks, put it into a cocktail shaker with ice, strain it into a martini glass or a coupe glass. It's going to be marvelous. The next thing I'm going to show you are some crostinis. And these I have 3 different ways. I'm going to show you how to do each one. Everything I'm showing you today, I prepped last night. And let me tell you, when I say it was easy, start to finish, it was less than an hour and 15 minutes. So it's really easy for you to do these things. And then the good thing is that when your guests arrive, you can just relax and have fun with them. So for the first drink, for the first crostini, I have prepared some goat cheese here. And the goat cheese, I have, you want to start off with an 8-ounce log of goat cheese, which is about the log that's that big. It's not the smallest one, it's the next size up. Get it to room temperature and add a 1/4 cup of heavy cream and mix it up with either a blender, a whisk, a spoon, whatever you have to get it nice and soft. To prepare this, what you're going to do is just spread it onto your crostini. Now, how I bake my crostini is a little bit different than what some people do. I don't cut my baguette into straight off into like little rounds. I cut it on a diagonal. And that gives you a nice elongated piece. It's oblong. It's got a little shape to it. Then you want to brush it with olive oil, stick it into a 375-degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes for it to get nice and crunchy. At that point, take it out and get it to room temperature before you pack it away, especially if you're making it the day before. You want it to room temperature. If it's too warm, then it's going to steam and get soggy inside of the poly bag or whatever you're putting it into. So that was all done last night. I am going to spread this wonderful goat cheese on the crostini. And then next, I'm going to drizzle it with honey. And maybe you have one of those cute little honey drizzler things. I don't have that. I just have a spoon. So that's what I'm using. And you want to spread this from end to end, just a little drizzle, not too much. You don't want to be overly sweet. And then from that, there you're going to take some pistachios and just top them with that. And there you go. You're all done. So you have a lot of different tastes and textures going on with that. You got the crunchiness from the pistachios and from the bread itself. You have the nice creamy tanginess from the goat cheese, and then you have the sweetness from the honey. Next, crostini, we're going to start with cream cheese. So with this one, I have taken a 8-ounce block of cream cheese, gotten it to room temperature, and again, mix it up with a mixer or whisk or whatever so that it has some air to it and a little bit fluffier. And to this, I'm going to add, I added 2 tablespoons of chopped up dill, 2 full scallions that are sliced real thin, and then I also added 2 tablespoons of drained capers. Mix it all in, and then just a little squeeze of lemon juice, no more than like 1 to 2 teaspoons. Mix it all up together, and then you're ready to prepare your crostini. Again, this was all done last night, so you're just adding the spread to the crostini. The flavors on this are amazing. All of those things blend together so nicely. The color is pretty too. It has a nice pale green color. Probably doesn't show up too well here on the monitor, but it's a lovely color. And onto this, I'm going to add nice vibrant, you can see the color of it, a nice vibrant piece of the smoked salmon. And then you want to garnish it with just a little piece of dill. Stick him here there, tuck him inside. And there you go with that. So we got 2 down already. See how easy this is? The final crostini is going to start with a spread that is made from creme fraiche. If you're not familiar with creme fraiche, it's similar to sour cream, but it's French. So it has a richer consistency, but it is a little thinner. It's not like cream cheese. It's not that heavy. With the creme fraiche, what I have done is I've added 2 tablespoons of crushed pink peppercorns. These are not real easy to find. It could be that you have them in your supermarket in the spice department. If not, you can get them online. That's where I get mine. And they look just like, if you can see, they look just like black peppercorns, except for they're dark red. They're called pink. And they taste differently, though. When you bite into it, the outer little shell The red part has almost like a little sweet taste to it. And then when you bite further down, you get a little bit of heat, like from the like a chili component. So it definitely has a different taste than a black pepper, but it's not so hot that it's going to make your mouth burn. I took 3 tablespoons of this and I put it into a poly bag, and then I just crushed it with a mallet. You could use the side of a hammer, whatever you have that's going to get the job done. Mix it all in with the creme fraiche really, really well. This you want to put back into the refrigerator to firm up, because it does have a looser consistency. If you don't have it refrigerated, then it's going to might be like too spready. So I've done all of that. I'm going to coat my crostini with this beautiful, beautiful mixture. And again, it's probably hard to see, but it's little flecks of pink and red in there. So pretty. And then with this, I'm going to top this with some roast beef. And the roast beef I just got from the deli. I got like a pretty good brand. I didn't want a real thin slice, so I had them custom cut it for me, so it's a little bit thicker. You could ask for rare roast beef, which I probably should have asked for, but anyway. So there you have it. So those are the 3. This is the one I showed you initially. This is the one that I just made. You can see how easy it all is. And another thing to add is that this is not written in stone. You can add anything you want to make it yours, tweak the flavors some. What you might want to do with this one, with the pistachios, maybe add a different nut if you want, or maybe add some pretty little dried cranberries that you've cut up and put on top. If you don't like smoked salmon, some people don't care for smoked salmon, but almost everybody likes shrimp. So you can put shrimp on here instead of the smoked salmon. Now just make it your own. Make it something that you like and that you think your guests will like. At the end of the day, your guests are going to think you're a super hostess. They're going to be so happy that you invited them. They're going to have a fun time, and that's all that matters. I hope you enjoyed this.
Thank you so much, Pamela. I love that tip about cutting the baguette on the diagonal. It just makes it so much fancier, and it's so easy. So thank you for that and all your other tips. We don't have any questions, which just means you did a great job of explaining everything. So thank you again. And everyone, thanks for watching. Enjoy these recipes and make them for Galentine's Day or Valentine's Day or even the Super Bowl.
Or the Super Bowl. Have fun, everybody, this weekend. Thanks, Christine.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.